All right, we've had quite a few people in the chat asking about this. When you're ordering an 8-yard kilt, again, we kind of touched on this a little earlier, but how do you pick? Do I to pleat it to a stripe or do I pleat it to a set? What is the best way? How do I know that that's going to which way is going to work best for that tartan?
Yes, and we had a similar question to that was put in advance, and they added the additional context of if I make the selection, kiltmaker's choice. How do you?
Yeah. On our website, we have 3. If you're ordering an 8-yard kilt, we have 3 options for pleating: to the stripe, to the set, or let the kilt maker decide. I'll give you a little bit of insight. When the customer chooses let the kilt maker decide, usually we pleat it to the set because every kilt looks good pleated to the set. The set meaning the pattern itself, so that the pleats across the back of the kilt mimic the pattern on the front of the kilt. If it's pleated to the stripe, then you're picking a stripe that is the same on every single pleat. So if it was the spark tartan that I have on here, if this one was pleated to the stripe, I would probably pick the yellow stripe, and this would be the center of every single pleat down the back of the kilt. Some people, I don't know why, it's a horrible choice, but I'll let it go, would pick like the blank section here or a stripe in the middle somewhere.
So when you pleat to the stripe, notably, you are overemphasizing some colors in the back and underemphasizing others. You always have all the colors because they all still exist horizontally, but you're deleting some of them vertically. And that can make for a very bold choice on the back. Sometimes it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other if there's not a lot of contrast to the tartan. But if there is a lot of contrast to the tartan, it can really give you a very distinctly different look in the back than in the front, which some people like and intentionally do that, but some people really like, they don't like it.
Yeah. So if you're not sure and you pick, hey, just kilt maker should decide. We don't want to pick something that we think that's a little bit, what's the word that I'm looking for? Bold, or something that's polarizing. Something that's either you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. I don't want to pick that for a stripe from an aspect of if the customer hates it, I can't, unsew the kilt and just replete it.
It's not that attitude.
Doesn't work like that. So we'll pick the safer option, and the safe option for every single tartan is pleating to the set.
And I like it to the set better anyway. Almost all of my kilts are pleated to the set.
I went through phases where I was like,
That's fair too.
My first wool kilt was McGregor hunting, and I pleated that one to the stripe because it was a nice bold stripe, and there was a few kilts that I did to the stripe, but now
it can be quite sharp.
Yeah, typically I pleated to the set. I had my first American Dream kilt to the stripe.
Yep.
My second one after I shrunk is to the set. So yeah, it's
my follow-up to this is there are some tartans that we do lean to the stripe. So American Dream is one of them.
Now, I would say there are ways to tell if the tartan pattern that you are looking at will look better to this, or will look good to the stripe or bad to the stripe. And the way that I do it for myself, I've said this a billion times, is just squint at it. So take the spark tartan right here. If you squint at the tartan that I am wearing and you look at it, that white stripe jumps out at you. If you pleat it to that white stripe, it will look good on the back of the kilt. If there is a bold stripe with lesser colors, so like Mackenzie, if it's a white stripe and bottle green or navy blue on either side of the bold stripe, and it's a really, really high contrast, then it will look great pleated to that stripe. If it's a very, very busy tartan and a lot of things going on, and when you squint at it, nothing really jumps out at you, then I would say it's probably going to be better pleated to the set.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Good. He agrees.
But also I think if there's not a lot of high contrast in the tartan, it tends to decrease the riskiness of the decision. If it's not going to dramatically give you a different look in the back than in the front, then, like I think Old Scotland tweed. That one, not to say there isn't a difference, but because there's not a lot of high contrast, I don't think nobody's going to be like, oh my God, that looks terrible, to pleat it to the stripe.
But there's a bigger risk. Okay. it minimizes the risk and maximizes the risk of something else. If there's not a lot of contrast, then it maximizes the risk of the dreaded lawn chair effect.
Yes.
Where if you pleat a kilt to a no stripe. So, again, I'm going to lift my kilt apron about 897
There is an under
times
apron,
today.
folks.
Yes.
For those who don't know.
So, if you look at this tartan and you have like this very busy, very bold section over here, and then this big section of black nothingness, the void, if you will. If you pleat it to this black section, then what you will end up with on the back of the kilt is black sections and a very, very bold horizontal bands of the yellow, gold / white striped sections. So it ends up looking like a 70s lawn chair that kind of fell apart, and you just have those bold stripes going horizontally across the back.
Yeah.
So for me, I would never choose the lawn chair effect on purpose, or the no stripe sections, or the wide section that essentially has nothing going on in it, because it looks very, very boring. And if it's a kilt with minimal contrast in things, then yeah, you kind of create that effect almost on accident.
Yeah.
So, yes. How do you feel about, now that I've not influenced or flavored your decision at all, or your discussion at all? How do you feel about the lawn chair effect or pleating to the no stripe?
Not desirable. I definitely do. If I'm pleating to the stripe, which is not something I prefer to do for my own kilts, I'm definitely going to pick bold stripe, the white stripe in this case. In the case of the Appalachian folklore, I'm either going to pick the grays and the green, or the orange and the black. I think this one's a little bit more of a toss-up as compared to yours.
Yeah.
There is a correct answer, but it's not as obviously wrong to do the other one.
Yeah. The only way that I will give like this much, and only this much, of a pass to people who want to pick the no stripe is if it's the no stripe followed by, and this part that's hidden, just barely hidden under the next pleat, is a bold contrast.
Yeah.
So if it's like, navy blue and then a white stripe. Okay, if you hide that white stripe when you walk, you get that flash of white, kind of sneaking out underneath the pleats as you walk, and it looks like it's dancing almost. Okay, fine, maybe a little bit. I still hate it, but I hate it a little bit less.
Okay. Or like if Buchanan, if you pleat to the yellow and you got the reds flashing out, or vice versa.
No, because that's still two like bold colors.
Yeah, it is.
So
I
I'd
wouldn't
say
like it for that one.
if you pleated to the green section with the red coming out or the yellow coming out, okay, fine, maybe kind of.
Tartans that are obvious for this kind of effect are few and far between, though.
Yes.
A lot of people try to do it, and they're trying to find ways to make it work on tartans that it just doesn't work on.
Yeah. Generally speaking, no. If it's to the stripe, bold contrast. If it's to the set, it's any tartan. So, yes. So saith, so here endeth the lesson, and so saith us. So for the kilts that you own, do you prefer them to the stripe or to the set? And does it matter which tartan the kilt is done in? Let us know in the comments which way you prefer to have your kilts pleated.